I have to show you this. 9:23, still light out. Cooking up my trout. It's gonna be delicious. Nice fat. Probably about 10, probably 10, maybe 11-inch trout, real fat. Delicious. It's just enough for me. I ate a hot dog, I ate that. Then you have a Danish for dessert. Got lemon oil on there, lemon pepper. I got salt. I got mayonnaise over there. So we eating good. It's not like we out here roughing it. I got the grill going, the fire's nice hot coals. We're ready to rock. The chair's drying out. Hopefully it doesn't catch fire. Still sprinkling, but getting it in. I gotta go down to the river again. Up and down this freaking hill. Dude, this hill is crazy, man. First of all, there's a whole bunch of elk tracks up and down this hill. A bunch of big ass elk. Now this must be where they cross. I think they like this grass here. But first I was like, geez, those some big ass deer tracks. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's elk poop I saw. And then I saw all elk. So they must walk across the river here. There's like another pasture over there they must like and come from there to over here. I'd love to see an elk. That'd be crazy if one comes sneaking up on me. Unlikely though, they're smart. But yeah, I'm gonna fill that up with water for brushing teeth and washing hands and washing dishes and stuff like that. And maybe even boil some because I'm running low on water. I only have a half a gallon of water. That's all I could fit in my gear. So probably have to boil some water, just, make it potable. I'm about to eat though. I think they say bring it to a rolling boil for 2 minutes to purify. That's river water, and I've drinking right from the river many times. But you don't want to get up with freaking giardia or some diarrhea crap, especially when you're out here all alone. So it doesn't take long to boil it. I put this bladder up here in the tree, right? Just a couple gallons of water so I can brush my teeth, wash my hands, have water for cocoa, coffee, whatever. I'm about to have a cup of cocoa. I love cocoa. It's not cold out, but I just like cocoa, so I want to have a cup. I sit by the fire. This one got some new wood. That's what I'm going to do. Rolling boil. And if that don't do it, it's been boiling for about 2-3 minutes. That ain't enough, then I'm doomed. My fish is about ready to be eaten too, so I don't know. There's something to be said about spending a night alone in the wilderness. A man. I don't know, man. It's ethereal for sure. A lot of guys won't do it. I'm sitting here munching on some trail mix and a cup of hot cocoa after I ate my fresh trout and hot dog. And listening to the river. You can hear that river out there, down there. Got this fire crackling. All alone. Sitting in my cool ass camp chair my wife got me. It's like this little tiny portable pop-up camp chair. It's perfect. It's like super loungy, comfortable. I use that portable pot that comes with a pan, bowl, spoons, forks, all that. Like, there's even a spoon in there. It folds up. Stir my cocoa with it. My nose is running. Yeah, when I was in prison, this is the type of thing I dreamed about, an adventure like this. And I will admit, it always would be better if you had a friend or my wife. It's always fun with my wife because she likes it like I do. She appreciates it like I do. And she loves it. She just loves it the same way as I do. But she doesn't have a dirt bike. She does have a quad, but she couldn't drive 90 miles in the quad. I mean, we could have trailered the quad to an access point and then left the Jeep and the trailer there, but it'd be like 20 miles away. But she was working. I got the week off due to a strike on YouTube. And I'm finishing up my book. I'm right about 2/3 of the way done editing. And frankly, I'm enjoying it. I enjoy the whole process of writing and creating a novel. But it's almost done. So when I get to once I finish it soon, probably 3-4 weeks at the most, then it'll be proofed by my wife. She's very good at that, and a couple other people. Then I'll go through the beta reading phase. I'll give it to like 10 people to read, and they'll tell me what they think. Basically, if they'll catch any typos or errors or grammatical errors or anything like that. And then if there's anything they could suggest that could make it better, I encourage that. There's things. It's a political thriller, so maybe I missed something, or maybe there's some kind of event or something that could be worked in. So that's what I'll do. And then after that, usually goes pretty quick because people tend to crank through the novels. It's going to be about 550 pages, which is basically the same size as my last two novels. It could have been a lot longer, but I edited it out a lot. But I have a feeling people are going to blow through it and really enjoy it. It tells the hell. It's a lens to the world from the perspective of conservatives, progressives, and basically every kind of type of human, kind of across the board, the spectrum. And everybody is able to showcase what they think and why they believe politically the way they do. And ultimately, in the end, what they come to realization is we're all here together, Americans trying to survive. At the end, it doesn't matter anymore what political side of the spectrum you're on. It's about survival. And so my main character, he's a survivor. He breaks out of prison and traverses 350 miles, mostly on foot, and just to get to his wife and daughter. And this is during an apocalyptic scenario. So it's intense. But finish that up, and then I'll publish it, and I like to think it's probably going to go viral. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to like it. Even people who don't like it will read it just because it's a good story. But I'm excited for that. In the meantime, look where I'm at. It's funny, I'm out here with wolves, bears, mountain lions. I mean, I'm somewhere there could literally be mountain lions and bears. Well, there's bears all over the place, but I'm sure I've already spooked several bears tonight when I came in. Could be mountain lions, they're around, and wolves. They say there wasn't any wolves around here, but people start seeing them all over the place in the last 10 years. I see them all the time. I might see one. There's elk. This is an elk run right up this hill. I see a bunch of elk tracks coming out of the river going up the hill. Anyways, it's a very wild, secluded place. The average man, I think the average man wouldn't do this. Not sure why. Probably a little bit scared to be alone. There's something to be said about being alone. When I was in prison, all I wanted to do was be alone. The ultimate freedom would have been just to be alone. There was no alone. For 13 years, every moment of every day was around somebody, whether it be corrections officers, whether it be other inmates, whatever. Even when I was in the hole for 17 months, there's a cell right next to you. The guy can hear you, talk to you. The cops do a round every hour. They flash you with a spotlight at night. There's no alone. I dreamed about being alone. I dreamed about going on my enduro, driving 50, 80, 90 miles into the wilderness, setting up a camp, and doing exactly what I'm doing now. Exactly what I'm doing. Ate my own fresh trout that I caught in the river, and just be alone. I'm sharing it with you, anyone who's listening to this, because you might think it's cool and say, man, I'd like to do that someday. I might even like to do that with Gunner. I'd be happy to take you. Anyone who wants to go, anyone who watches this is serious about it, let me know. But you'll need a side-by-side or a quad or a dirt bike. Can't get back here in a car. Car and side-by-side would be easy. It's tough on a dirt bike because the sand traps are scary. It was scary for me. And I went through like 5 miles of sand traps, and that was intense. That's what gave me a headache. Just my blood pressure was up. But if you want to come with it. Get some of this action. There's no action. There's bears and elk and deers and mountain lions and wolves and me. I'm the only human. I'm the only mother effer brave enough to be out here all by myself with a BB gun and a pocket knife. I didn't even bring the machete and the big knife. I just got a pocket knife and a BB gun. So, it better be good. Man, it sure is peaceful. Oh, I just saw a star. Stars are starting to come out. Cool. Because it's still sprinkling a little bit. It's been raining for 4 hours. But my tent is dry, relatively. I have dry clothes in there, so I can go in there and strip out these wet clothes. Tomorrow, hopefully, the sun is out and I'll be able to dry my clothes out. This particular stretch of river is probably not the best stretch of river because it's very straight, and you want a lot of bends and winds, for trout, because the bend digs a hole in the bottom, and that's what they like, a deeper hole. Especially if you get a log in there, it's over. They're there. Not a lot of that going around here. So I might jump on the bike and drive a mile or two down, park, and then jump in the river and see what happens. I don't even know if my GPS is going to work. That's the thing. My wife downloaded the map, and she's done this before, and it's supposed to work, but it's not working. There's not a bar here, no signal, nothing. And when I open up the map, it's not working. So, and that happened to me before when I was in the Upper Peninsula. I got lost on my dirt bike. I would literally was like 50 miles into the wilderness. Scary, scary day. I only had like 1 bottle of water, and a pack of trail mix, and wading boots. I wasn't even in shoes if I ran out of gas. I didn't even have extra gas. Now I brought a bunch of extra gas in case I get lost. Not a bunch, but enough to get me like 20, 25 miles. So it's something. Anyway, this is my jam. I'm gonna sit here and zone out by the fire until I get tired, which I am. And then I'm gonna go in my nice, dry, warm tent and crash out. There's a bug. A freaking moth. Flew in front of the camera. I'm gonna go to sleep listening to the river. You can hear it. I mean, there's no better sound to fall asleep to. Back in prison, you hear, count time. 3 o'clock in the morning, they yell it on the mic. Count time on your bunk. Really? It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's asleep, you idiots. Not every cop did it, but there's always the douchebag. Every couple of days, there's the douchebag works. And that's by the book. And he freaking flicks the light on. The whole unit, the light goes on. And you hear in the mic, PA, count time on your bunk. You dumbass mother effer. We're all on our bunk sleeping. And then they come by, flash you with a flashlight, see if you're there, and move down. It was grueling in a way that you can't imagine. All you wanted to do was hurt somebody. You get to the point where all you want to do is hurt someone. Every day. Every day, all day, you fantasize about hurting somebody. Whether it be the idiot, that's locks down the hall, the loudmouth, the racist dude, whoever, and you know you can smash him. You know you can smash him easy. But then you got to deal with consequences. You got to go to the hole. You got to deal with his boys, or his gang, and then have a stabbing contest, and yada yada. So you bite your tongue, and you learn to just sit back, bite your tongue, turn the cheek, and pray. God, please give me strength to get through one more day. Give me strength to get through one more day without hurting somebody. I don't want to catch a case in here. I want to stay in here. Just please get me through one more day. And that's what I did. I prayed. And, my typewriter was my pacifier. On that typewriter, I could escape prison. That's what I did. I escaped prison. I lay down on my bunk, started typing, and I was no longer in prison. I was wherever the story was. My mind was there as I created it. That saved my life. It saved people, trust me. People that I wanted to hurt, it saved them. I didn't want to lose that. I was so attached to that. So attached to writing and creating, and I wouldn't risk it. And they took my typewriter at one point. I just was, like, for 6 weeks, they kept my typewriter. And I was totally lost. I was time bound. I was about to kill somebody. Finally, they gave it back. But when I was there, this is the dream. This is exactly what I dreamed about. Sound of the river, fresh brook trout, crackling fire, all alone, nobody. So I have a special appreciation for this. Most people won't have it, so they won't do it. They're not willing to do it. Maybe they're scared. nervous. You know, if you have a dirt bike or a side-by-side or an enduro, four-wheeler, whatever, come on up. We'll get back in here deep. Hit some trout. This river's loaded with trout. Nice ones. I'm going to try to get a big one tomorrow. But we shall see. Get up here. It's not as demanding as you might think. It might cost you a couple $100 in gas to get here, or a plane ticket. You need a little bit of gear, camping gear stuff, maybe $200 worth of gear. But for like $300, you could have a trip of a lifetime catching these brook trout. It's not easy to do. It's very physical and demanding, but the reward is incredible. Sitting here by the fire cooking the brook trout that you just caught in the little brook. There's no greater joy for me besides sex. Literally, this is like sex to me. No, I don't know if that's perverted, but I'm just saying, to me it's nearly orgasmic. After 13 years in prison, dreaming about this very scenario, thousands and thousands of times, thousands and thousands of days, dreaming about this very scenario, and then actually being here now is surreal and beautiful. I don't take it for granted, and I give God the glory. God did that. I don't say that enough. God did that. I didn't do that. I don't deserve this. I don't deserve anything. After what I was, before I went to prison, and even now, I still sin. I don't deserve anything. This is a reward for love. Me loving Him. And that's what it's all about, really, in life. Love Jesus, love God. Make your heart true, and He will reward you. And all of a sudden you'll say, dang, man, I want to do that with Al. I want to do that with Gunner. Hey, Gunner, you want to do that with me? I've had people do it. Doug Hartland, Scotty Bell. They're like, yeah, hell yeah, I want to do that. Let's do it. I'm like, all right, let's roll. Anyone can do it. Takes a little motivation, a couple of bucks, and some ambition. But, if you're watching this video, think about stopping watching videos and actually going out and doing things like this and make a video so you can inspire other people to do it. Ultimately, that's the goal. Your goal is to inspire. That's our purpose in life. As a Christian, your goal is to inspire faith in Jesus, faith in God. I don't do it enough. I need to do it more. But right here I have a chance to talk about it, so I will. This is a reward of sorts. And I'm very grateful for it. And thank you, God. He got me. Well, I made it through the night. I actually slept pretty good. This floor bed ain't worth a crap, though. It's kind of flat. But I put on a pretty soft, grassy knoll and sleeping bag. I woke up twice to pee in the middle of the night. I just got up and peed outside of the tent. But right back to sleep. It's like 9 o'clock. I went to bed about midnight, so I slept 9 hours. I needed it. Tent's a mess. Got some of my clothes in here hanging, hoping to dry a little bit. The outside of the tent is still really wet. It's from dew and from rain. It's wet, really wet. But what the hell did my rain guard go? I had a rain guard on this thing up here. Freaking thing. I don't know where that went. Oh, it's hanging off the side here. Anyways, so I'll get up. The sun's out. So, sun's out. As soon as the sun starts hitting everything, it'll dry everything out, dry out my clothes, it'll dry out everything. So,
I used to use my duffel bag as a pillow. It's got clothes in it, towel and stuff. This is my little 2-man tent. Oh, so good. So yes, I always, whenever I wake up from like sleeping not in my bed, like a tent or camping, so I'm always real sore and stiff. I wish I would have freaking had a bigger tarp. I almost brought a bigger tarp, but I brought this little freaking 10-foot tarp. Like 6-foot by 10-foot tarp sucks. And I brought my big 20-footer, I would have, everything would have been dry. Well, live and learn. I only had so much room on the bike, you know. So, now I get up, get the fire started so I can get some coffee in me, and do some trout fishing, that's all I'm saying. Wind's picking up too, that's good. It'll help dry things off. Dry off my jacket. I got my Fonzie jacket out there just chilling. Everything's hanging up out there. I gotta get up, man. It's freaking 9 o'clock. Beautiful day. Sun is out. Got here, it was rained all last night. Oh, my It was horrible. Rained for like 3-4 hours. Just a steady drizzle. But the sun's out now. Everything's drying up. My tent's in the shade though, so it's gonna be a while before it gets some action. But warming some water up for coffee. And I'm gonna have some oatmeal for breakfast. My little portable thing. And that'll be I start my day. Some coffee and oatmeal in the woods, out in the middle of nowhere. And I'll gear up in my waders, head on down the river. I think I'm gonna drive a motorcycle upstream ways because I looked on the map and it shows more of a some bendy transitions. What these straight stretches typically mean are shallow and rocky. This whole river is very rocky, and it's rapidy. They're not like rapid rapids, but it's only like 2 feet deep there, and it's just no holes. The trout like to, when the river, there's a bend, it carves a hole, and usually logs will drop in there and get jammed up in there, and then that's where the trout stay. So I'm going to be looking for that. For now, look at this view. I heard some creepy things last night, some sounds. I don't know, it might have been elk. I don't know what the frick it was, man, but it was kind of creepy. I'm burning my thing. I gotta go. I had to take a video of this. It's my morning emergency morning kit here. I got my waters over there boiling. This is river water because I only was able to bring a half gallon of water and it's just about gone. So this is for oatmeal and coffee. And there's my instant coffee, Splenda's coffee creamer. And you know what comes next. Wah, wah, wah. As soon as I drink that coffee, it gets on. And I'll be out in these woods somewhere, dropping lows. Haven't picked a spot yet, but somewhere not too far away. All right, that's been boiling a couple of minutes. It's time to eat. As I map out my plan of attack for the day, where I'm gonna hit this river, there's a couple spots. It says 12 minutes away, another one's like 11 minutes away. I'm gonna try downstream here. You know, when they say it says 12 minutes away, it could be like 25 minutes away because the back roads are horrible. But I'm eating some oatmeal and some coffee, and that's what I'm doing, getting it in. You know, a little fire here, let it go out. Burn up everything I can. I got a garbage bag hanging in the tree over there. Man, it's just so beautiful here. It's just breathtakingly beautiful, in my opinion. I don't know if you can hear the river down there flowing. I would not be surprised if I saw an elk out there. There's like a small mountain out there with some kind of pasture-y looking type of area, and it comes down over here, and I'm sure the elk like that. Deer too. Oh, I thought I just saw one. But I'm gonna poke around this river while everything dries out. I got everything drying, hanging in the tree in the sun, and it'll all be dry when I get back. So the rain, no big deal. All part of the game. Definitely made things a little uncomfortable, but I slept like a champion last night, 9 freaking hours. So can't complain about that. Sun's out, no wind. It's about 75 degrees. I mean, come on, man. Look at this. I mean, come on. I hope some people are inspired to get out and do this. It's very refreshing to get off social media and YouTube and everything else and just enjoy life the way you're supposed to. Bring somebody you love, friend, family, child, wife, sister, brother, and just go do this, man. Wake up, cook your breakfast by an open fire, listen to the birds, be one with nature. I know it sounds cheesy, but it is what it is. Until you do it, you just don't know what you're missing. This is my dream, living the dreams. So I met this cool old dude. I'm sitting there at camp drinking coffee and eating oatmeal, and I hear, oh, I look over, man, it scared the crap out of me. I am way back in the middle of nowhere. This guy's walking down this freaking like grassy, not even a 2-track, it's just a grassy trail I can barely even make out. You know, I drove the dirt bike down it, no big deal. And so I get to talk to him. I said I want to fish upstream where there's some bends in the river, more holes. And he told me how to get here. And I had to, it's complicated. It's a process. This is the trail I drove down. And I drove my motorcycle down this trail, which you can barely see. And it goes for like 500 yards. He made it sound like it was only like 300-400 yards. He's obviously a walker because where he parked to where I saw him easily a mile and a half, easily. And so he's like 65-year-old dude, gangster, man. He's a die-hard trout fisherman, just like me. And you know, when you love this is what you do. You'll go anything to get to it. So I'm gonna walk down this trail. I'm a little concerned about getting out of here on my bike. I mean, it's tight, and the trail, I don't think anyone's gonna come along, very unlikely. And my bike's covered in ash from the fire. I don't think anyone's gonna come along. It'd be very unlikely. It's a freaking Thursday afternoon in the middle of the wilderness. But they come along, and they're like, dude, there's a freaking perfect good motorcycle just sitting here in the woods. I'm sure they're assume that I couldn't go any farther. I mean, I could have popped over that log, but then the trail gets really windy and down hills and crap. I'll walk the rest of it. But I'm trying to get to this river. It could be some great fishing, so that's what we're gonna do. Leave the bike here and go. 2-step it. I'm out. I almost gave up coming out here, man. It's just so far away. It's the trail and remote, and I didn't have any trail markers, so I tore up a plastic bag and kind of marked my trail in. It's so easy to get lost here. I mean, it's crazy how easy it is, and then they're screwed. I had to find my freaking motorcycle. You know what I mean? So I broke all the trees down here, kind of make a distinct trail in. So it should, I should be able to find it. I'm not gonna go too far. I'm not gonna risk going too far, but man, there's the river. I am freaking, this may be the farthest I've ever been in. It's crazy. I'm gonna hit that bend right there and that bend right there, and we'll see what happens. Should be some big brookies in there. Should be all worth it. We'll find out. I think I got a big fish on here. Nope, just a little one. Oh, he got a, whoop. Felt big though when he hit. You get a big thump thump. Sometimes you just don't know. I think I have a good one on. Oh, son of a bitch. Bit the worm. Felt it. Man. That's crazy. Got a nice little fish on here.
Beautiful day. Trying to wear him out so he doesn't lose my worm. Got him in the rapids. That happens sometimes when they're in the rapids. He lost my freaking worm. Son of a Madonna. And I think he swallowed the hook. This little freaking guy. Beautiful day. A nice one on here. Nice one. Took the drag out and everything. Nice big fat brookie. Oh yeah, that's that one. Hopefully he didn't swallow the hook. I'll let him go. Oh, that's a big one. Not a huge one, but it's 10-incher. That's what you're after. Beauty. I think he did swallow the hook. I still got my worm though. So I had to let him sit here and kind of tire out so he don't shake my worm. I only have a few worms left. So, trying to keep them all. I don't know if he's... Man, that's a pretty fish. Yeah, that's easy 11 inches, 10, 11 inches. I think he swallowed it. Maybe not though. Let's see if I just want my worm, man. I just want my worm. That's a pretty fish, good eating. I might have to eat him. Wow. Casting with a spinner. I was about to turn and burn. And I got this nice hog on here. Got him on a spinner. About a 12-inch fish. Nah, 10, 11-inch fish. Fought hard because it's in this current here. I hooked it. Jeez, I got a hog on here. But, fish on a spinner. But I'm going to keep trying this spinner. I almost changed to a worm right here. I said, you know what? I'm going to leave this spinner on here. Let's see if I can get something to bite on the spinner. This is a nice fish. I have enough for dinner, so I don't need to keep them. Pretty fish, though. Oh, he got off. Good. I don't even have to pick him up. Yeah? See how it's done? Quick release. See if I can pop another one out of here. Actually, I'm heading back now. 2 minutes later, we got a nice one on here. Another one, nice 10-incher. That's about 8-incher. That's about 8, 9-incher. Pretty fish on a spinner. That one, say 9 inches. Pushing 10. Fatty. Pretty. Look how pretty it is. Beautiful. Let him go. Put him out here. Got a couple more casts and turn and burn.